What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Lunch with the Clydesdale. Yes, I'm back in the studio. I just noticed my camera got bumped, and you can now see my Lysol wipes, some stuff. So I need to get that fixed. But what's going on, everybody? We got Trained Olive in the house. Amanda, Corey, what's going on, guys? Before I get into my beloved Chicago Bears having an amazing night last night, I wanted to share this quick thing from Instagram. If you it is 4 legends of the gridiron. I don't know if you guys can see this well enough. I'm going to blow it up a little bit. Who out there knows how good of a team would it be to have all 4 of these guys on the team? Any thoughts out there? Anybody know what this is? What's up, Jamie, Joseph, Vicky? Corey's got a Shane Falco. We got Shane Falco. We've got Bobby Boucher. I think this one's the tough one. This one's a tough one right here. Number 18. Got Forrest Gump. These are not all Sandler, but 2 could be. So number 18 is Paul Crewe. Paul Crewe. There were 2 versions of this movie. Back in the 70s, Burt Reynolds played Paul Crewe in The Longest Yard. And then in the 2000s, Adam Sandler played Paul Crewe in the remake of The Longest Yard. And then we have Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump and Keanu Reeves as the great Shane Falco. Anyway, I just thought that was cool. I've always talked about how CrossFit is missing out by not selling jerseys. And this just shows you how much people wear jerseys to games. These guys are wearing movie character football player jerseys to a game. That's how much jerseys mean to people. And I really think that if CrossFit would just make jerseys of their athletes, people would buy them in droves to wear to the game. Two quarterbacks, a punt returner, and the best DB of all time in Bobby Boucher. Mayhem is killing it with their jerseys. They are, and they all have the year on it as the number. Watching the TYR Cup this weekend, when the athletes got to have their own numbers, and those numbers mean something to them. That's why they pick them. That was so cool. That was cool. But we can't find an apparel company that can apparently keep up with the demand, because when they did do it briefly, Noble could not get them out in time for it to be relevant. And then when Wadapalooza did it a few years back, it took them forever to deliver on those jerseys as well. So I just wish we could find somebody that was able to do that and make it meaningful, because I do think it's a revenue stream that CrossFit is missing out on. And this just goes to show you how crazy people are for these things. Trent Olive, hopefully TYR sells those jerseys because they were cool. They really should. They really should. But I'm not a big fan of the style of the jersey, but I do like that they do them and that they do let the athletes pick their number. I just think that's really cool. 5 a.m. squat club, not for me. Just give me a loincloth. Hey, to each his own. To each his own. Corey Leonard, pain heals, chick stick scars, glory lasts forever. Shane Falco. Yeah, he was so inspirational, man. He was the team's heart. Exactly, George. When Noble sold them online, no one got them for 4 or 5 months after the games. Same thing happened with Wadapalooza when TYR did the jerseys for their event. I ordered 2 to have signed, and I didn't get them for like 3 or 4 months after Wadapalooza happened. So everybody that's tried it has been unsuccessful. And then who wants to do it anyway when you're not going to get them in time anyway? So that we have to keep the promise that people would actually have them to support them. I bought a 2023 Kerstetter jersey hoping to support her. Don't know if they ever got the money. Yeah, I don't know either. That's something we probably should follow up on. Remember Katz Tabakova trying to work with TYR on apparel for affiliate? Yes, I do. I remember that very vividly. They tried to do affiliate clothing, and I don't even think they do it anymore. It was such a debacle. So yeah. Well, the one thing we have to talk about is the Bears win last night. What a game, man. They actually looked like a real football team out there. They looked like they knew how to play offense. And with a very depleted defense, 3 of their best players, their 3 best players missing from the defense, held the Cowboys to 14 points. What a game. So pumped last night. It was really nice to be excited after a game instead of depressed. It's been a long time. That's only our second win in 16 games, I think. So yeah, they don't come very often, and so we have to celebrate them when they do. But the big reason I wanted to bring this up, not just because my team won, and it's been a long time, and it was really fun last night, but Caleb Williams, their starting quarterback, gets criticized relentlessly on all the national media shows. That he's not good from the pocket. He's got all the talent, but he doesn't have the timing and the flow from the pocket that he needs to have, and blah, 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 blah. So they win last night. He throws for almost 300 yards, throws for 4 touchdowns, has 142.5 QB rating, which is almost close to perfect. And then this morning, it's because he played the Cowboys, right? It's not because he did well. It's because the other team stinks. And I'm thinking about this, and I'm going, and then the CrossFit athletes get all worked up when people criticize their squat depth or their burpee or whatever it may be. And these football players it is 4 out of 5 days on Get Up that they're talking about Caleb Williams and whether he's a bust or not. It is, and it's every show. It's Fox, it's ESPN, it's YouTube, it's everything out there. And they just get ripped apart for every little thing that they do, whether they're going to be successful or not. And I just think like that's the cost of being a pro athlete in this day and age, because there's so much media available that they have to have something to talk about throughout the week. And there's nothing else to do but to talk about just that. And so it's just crazy. And that's what's happening in the CrossFit space. There's so many podcasts, so many shows, so many people that need something to talk about through the week just to keep their show going. And that's what happens. So just some thoughts over what happened with Caleb yesterday. So yeah, but I think he's going to be great. I think he is going to be great. And I thought he looked good yesterday. He looked calm and he looked poised, and I'm excited to see what he can do in the future. So I just got back from Montana late Saturday night. We got here to the house after midnight on Saturday night. Flew all day, flew through Salt Lake City. Man, and the time change is killing me. Going from east to west was not a pretty easy acclimation. Going from west to east, man, I'm wrecked. And then trying to get up for work this morning was a rough one after being off a week and in 2 time zones away and coming back. Wow. That was a tough one. But man, Montana is so beautiful. We went out in the mountains a couple times. The last night we were there, we went out and saw the sky away from the city lights. And like, it's amazing how beautiful the sky is when you don't have the city lights to like mess it all up. And how there's so much definition to it that you've never seen before. It was a pretty amazing experience. And I really, truly can't wait to go back. I just hope we can find a place with better internet this time. Other than that, our Airbnb was awesome, super clean, full, we had a full little house. Jay Birch says, did you see the Milky Way? You could see the Milky Way. That's how crazy it was. Like, that's something I've never seen in my life. And you can only see it when you're out in these vast areas with no city lights. It was utterly insane. Awestruck was probably the best way to put it. And I just love the mountains. It's really fun. Everybody's like, would you rather be a beach person or a mountain person? I want to be a mountain person on a lake. Mountain on a lake is probably my ideal vacation, as opposed to beach. That way I'm not like I like water. It does not have to be an ocean for me. Mark Phillips had to join late, so I didn't feel bad about the Cowboys beatdown talk. Yeah. Mark, I have no reason to beat down anybody, as my Bears, like I said earlier, have lost so many games. This was only our second win in the last 14 or 15, something like that. So yeah, I don't even know what it feels like to win very much. So just glad we got one. I did want to talk about TYR Cup real quick. This is going to be a little bit shorter show, just letting you know now. Probably going to go about a half an hour. I have to train at 1:00. I conduct a training, so I need to go do that right at 1:00. TYR Cup was really good this year. Really, really good. I found it so enjoyable to watch for a number of reasons. And we're going to talk about this in full tonight on Sunday Night CrossFit Talk on a Monday. But it was so enjoyable to watch. I love the fact that the way they do it are these short little condensed moments of a lot of stuff, right? 3 events in like 90 minutes. You can watch it all and be done in an hour and a half. And I thought the programming was much improved over last year. So really easy to watch. The events were fun to watch. And it's an exhibition, right? Now they can make some money, and you could tell they got serious at some point, but at the end, it's an exhibition. So like, I don't care that they had plastic guns shooting at a target. I don't care about all that stuff as long as it's fun to watch. My only issue with the targets is I couldn't see the colors light up. So I couldn't see if they hit or missed. So my only thing that I would like to see an improvement on is either a camera dedicated to the target where you saw where they hit and or missed the target, or that you could see the light go green or red, whether they hit it or not. The only way I knew if they hit it or not is if I could see their judge and I saw the judge throw the hand up that they hit. I understand if you were there in person, the green and red were easier to see, but if you're watching on the stream, you could not see those colors to know if they hit it or not. So I found that really, really interesting. But I really, really enjoyed it. I thought that all the events were good. And I was not bored during any part of that competition. Trent Olive, I loved watching TYR Cup this weekend, except I had to watch it the following morning because it was on so late I had to work. Yeah, that's the drawback of being on the West Coast. I mean, I've been a sports fan forever. And when I was younger, my circadian rhythms were more as a night owl than it was an early morning person. But the older I get, the earlier I wake up, the earlier I go to bed. It has been really tough for me to watch sports. I love the UFC, but I can't watch it. I can't watch a fight till 1 o'clock in the morning. It's just too much for me. And TYR Cup was tough. And I will admit that I did the same thing with Trained Olive. I watched the next day. I just avoided Instagram till I could get it up and get through it. And then I would watch, and then I would then go about my day. Except for last night, I did watch the finals live-ish. I was a little bit behind, but pretty much live. I wish they would have streamed all the TYR Cup events. It seemed like the ones during the day weren't streamed unless I totally missed them. They did do like a recap show of the move the stuff on the beach things. So yeah. But they did not do a recap one of the swim run event. Barbell spin. Doing the spin cast Friday and Saturday night was rough. I can imagine. I'm just too damn old, Spin, to be up that late and watching live. It really is tough for me. Shanna, time change sucks. This is breakfast for me, not lunch. Yeah. When I was doing the show from Montana, it was like 10 a.m. I was doing the show. So yeah, I was starting to feel your guys' pain a little bit, but someone was said they need to do them earlier, but the West Coast doesn't get a lot of events and a lot of sports. And so when they do, you kind of have to let them have it. They are part of the country. We do have to let them have their thing too. And so you just have to figure it out. Denise, I was there on Saturday. It was fun. Lifted at 8 a.m. and then went into the venue to support Cindy. She won 50 plus. Of course she did. She wins everything. That's awesome for her though. It looked like everybody was having a good time there. From what I could tell, like the stands were full. They did not look as big as the old stands at Wadapalooza, Miami, but that what was there looked pretty full. I think the one kind of conundrum they have is, from what I could tell from the wrap-up shows with Savon, is that it was tough to see the floor live because so many people were on the floor. But if you're watching the broadcast on the stream, having the people close and doing the celebrations and the cheers and made for a better event watching it on the stream. So I don't know what Wadapalooza can do to make that better, to clear the floor for the people in person, yet keep that team atmosphere going during the event, because I think that's part of what made the broadcast better. Seeing Justin out there giving tips, cheering people on when they were doing that awful 50 cal echo burpee and what was the first one? Oh my goodness, I'm just losing it. But anyway, that one that Dallin did where he was king of the echo bike, watching the teammates cheer them on because they were in that total black hole of suck, really made for extra drama on that one. So I don't know what you do to kind of splinter that off where you if you move the people off the floor, you lose that on the broadcast, but the people live, I'm sure it had an obstructed view. So yeah, it was called repeat and reverse. I just can't remember the first part of it, Andrew, because I'm old and I did not get a lot of sleep last night. I was up till 2 because I'm not adjusted back to the time change at all. The run on the runner. Yes. Thank you, Jamie. Running burpees bike. Yes. Yeah. I love that event. It's the second year they've done it. It's amazing to watch what these athletes put themselves through to win for the team. It was really awesome. But again, I don't want to dive too much into the weeds on this because we're gonna break this down tonight with all the good and bad from the weekend with Carolyn and Jamie tonight. We postponed last night's show because our show would have been scheduled right during the finals of the TYR Cup. So we moved to tonight where we can talk about it. We're also going to talk about the upcoming season and the new presenting sponsor for the Open and other things. And I think there's some sneaky big news in there that we're going to talk about a little bit. So it's going to be a jam-packed show tonight for Sunday Night CrossFit Talk on a Monday. But the last thing I want to talk about was just something fun. The other thing that happened this weekend is some of the new and returning shows for the fall season have started to come out. I got to watch 2 of my favorites. Last night I watched Tulsa King, which has been a big favorite of mine. And it starts off just as last year ended with a pretty big bang. And that was really fun to watch. I'm so glad it's back. And then High Potential, we got to watch while we were in Montana. It had a special premiere last week. I think they're rerunning it this week. But it was so good. It actually started off, I think, even a tick better this year than it was last year. But I wanted to know from you, what are the shows you're looking forward to coming back this fall? Or do we even watch shows by schedule anymore? Or do you just wait for them all to come and then just binge at some point? So my question to you, Denise Moore, High Potential was good. It was so good. And it left you with a cliffhanger already after the first episode. Jamie Latimer, oh, good. I like High Potential. It was really good. It started off on a high mark this year. My wife and I can't watch shows. We will binge them until 3 a.m. That's why, Mark, I have to watch them as they come out. I like the shows that release one a week to prevent me from doing that. Trish says Married at First Sight. I don't know if I've seen that yet. 5 a.m. Squat Club. We watched Little Peppa Pig. There you go. It's been a long time. I can't believe Peppa Pig is still on. My daughter is 24, and we were diehard Peppa Pig people back in the day. Jay Birch, we are watching Task right now on HBO. My wife wants us to start watching that. I have not I'm curious to know. I don't even really know what it's about yet. Denise Landman, Tulsa King, Rainmaker, Doc. I fell out of love with Doc a little bit, but maybe they can change my mind as it moves on. Andrew Sten, looking forward to Tulsa King. And Jay Birch, of course, Blood of My Blood. I don't know what that one is. Only Murders in the Building we've got going on. Jeff Bako here to talk trash because I lost to him again in fantasy football. And I'm starting off 0-3, I think, just like Andrew Sten. My boy used to talk in a British accent because he watched so much Peppa Pig. That is hilarious. Hilarious. Asima, the morning show. I got through first season of morning show. Have not been able to get further. Great British Bake Off. Not a fan, but Shrinking, huge fan. Can't wait for Shrinking to come back. What is the new Yellowstone spinoff? Denise, there are so many of them. I don't even think you can. So Casey has a new one where he is a marshal, like U.S. Marshal. I think that's what it's called. Why the U.S. Marshals, something like that. Then there's a Kelly and Rip spinoff coming. And then there's another one that I don't even think has original characters in it. They're all new, called the Madison or something like that. There's so many Yellowstones coming. I'm binging The Rookie. I always thought that show was a joke, but I'm really enjoying it. And because they're 8 seasons, you can really feast on it. Denise Moore, every single baking championship show. I'm not a baker. I like to cook. I don't like to bake. Baking, you have to be too exact. I like to cook with just a little of this, a little of that. The one show we were watching before we went to Montana was called Countdown. We haven't finished it yet, and it's on Prime. It's pretty interesting. It's a bunch of misfits that they put together on a task force, and essentially they realize they're there because they're expendable. It's pretty good. Task has a couple storylines going, but it centers around Mark Ruffalo as a former priest turned FBI agent. That's interesting. Trained all of my show, SWAT, The Rookie, Chicago PD, High Potential, 911. Quite a theme. Yeah. I got to be honest with you. I quit 911 when I found out one of the main characters died at the end of last season. I couldn't even turn on that episode. When I heard that happened, I quit the show. I don't know why. I just couldn't handle it, whatever it is. But yeah, when I found out that they killed them off, couldn't do it. That broke my heart. I cried so bad. Yeah, see, I knew that's what it would do to me. I knew. So I just said, you know what? We'll just call it. We'll call it a day. Lex, I'm late. We've been watching Severance. Very good. Everybody says it's good, but I canceled Apple TV for a little bit because I'm trying not to pay for everything all at once and just kind of switch it up as things come out. Once the new season of Shrinking comes out and maybe Ted Lasso, I will get Apple TV back and I'll shut off one of the other ones. And then I may watch Severance. Think Mayor of Easttown. I loved Mayor of Easttown. I was hoping there'd be a second season of that, but I haven't seen anything on that. 911 Original has been rough since it changed networks. Yeah, I'll give full agreement on that, Lex. I think it lost some of its heart when it moved over to ABC from Fox. I actually started liking Austin better than Lone Star, I guess it was called. I liked Lone Star better than the original after the original switched. And now they're coming out with the Nashville, I guess. So I don't know. So I guess that's probably another reason why I quit the show. I knew they were going to kill somebody off, and I hadn't really been a huge fan for the past season and a half anyway. So I didn't feel like I was missing anything. Well, I got to go train some people on some new enhancements to our system here in a couple minutes. So I'm going to call it quits for the day. But please join us tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, where we're going to go over the new CrossFit Games season. We're going to go over TYR Wadapalooza SoCal. We're going to go over the partnerships that CrossFit's doing. We're going to do a ton of stuff tonight. It is so jam-packed. The agenda is full tonight. And I can't wait to see you all there and talk about all of that stuff because there's so much to talk about. With that, guys, I'm going to go back to work and train some people. And you knuckleheads, you get back to work too. And we'll see everybody next time on Lunch with the Clydesdale. See you tonight, guys. Like and subscribe.